Hello, my name is Dan Gorman. I am the Discover tab on Twitter and YCKMD underscore as well on Twitter. And today is a music edition of a thing that I do elsewhere on the internet called Play This Shit. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is the band Koufax, and specifically their album Social Life from 2002. So around this time, there was no worse thing to own than a record with the Vagrant logo on it. Pitchfork was giving sub 4.0 grades to everyone from the Get Up Kids to the Anniversary. So the dreaded V was a mark of death for anybody who called themselves an indie rocker. And I, of course, came from the emo and the indie and the punk area, so I didn't know that. And I had a lot of friends that didn't like that kind of stuff. So when Koufax released Social Life and on Pitchfork, it got a great review, and it got great reviews elsewhere. I was really happy. Finally I could envision, crossover popularity of an act that I listened to with those friends of mine who would normally turn their noses up at, Braid or Hey Mercedes or Saves the Day and that kind of stuff. And this album, Koufax's Social Life, is through and through a pop record. We saw the second wave of power pop worshipping emo breaking way around this time for a debatably questionable third wave, depending on how old you are, maybe. But bands like Koufax were offering lovers of the hook a safe haven, and I absolutely fell in love with this record, and I've always found it to be incredibly underrated and overlooked. This didn't catapult them to fame and fortune. Maybe it was the Vagrant logo. Maybe there was too many other records that looked and sounded a bit like this. But for a 17 or 18-year-old like myself, I had no anti-Vagrant leanings. I liked Vagrant records. This was a perfect place to shed some of the angst off of my pop music addiction at the time and trade it in for something that seemed more dignified, I guess. And luckily for us, they put out some great records. They have one before this. They also have a few afterwards. And if you're into kind of power pop, if you're into things that are aping Joe Jackson or Elvis Costello, but are still a bit more modern, then maybe you'll like Koufax's Social Life from 2002. If you do, let me know at the Discover tab. Tell me if you like it. Tell me what you think. But otherwise, that's all for today. Listen to good music. My name's Dan Gorman. Bye.